So you see the BMW X5 Protection VR6. On the top, the blue light is for special services. From the back, you see the exhaust pipe. You can go fast, you can go safe, you can go on-road, you can go off-road.
Weighing in at over 3 tons, each Armoured X5 conceals a host of groundbreaking tech and high-end engineering. Special tyres, allowing the vehicle to flee 50 kilometres from danger, even if burst. A passenger cell, armoured on all sides with almost a ton of ballistic steel and 30mm thick glass. Immune to explosive blasts from 15 kilograms of TNT and bullets travelling faster than 700 metres per second. Rumoured to cost several £100,000, even the price tag of this armoured supercar is a secret.
For a heavy car, you need a strong engine. Let's see what the car is doing with 8 cylinders and 530 horses. Expect a good music.
As a highly trained tactical and evasive driver, it's down to Dieter to run the drills. With a 4.4-litre twin-turbo V8 under the bonnet, it certainly packs a punch.
The car goes 210. Shall I go 210? Will you follow?
Come on, put your foot down.
Let's go. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140.
Not at all what you'd expect from a 3-ton armoured vehicle.
210, now we're coming to the limit. Could you imagine you're going on the highway and suddenly other cars coming closer and you have no idea what is their intention? So if you have a car is very fast and nobody expects that your car is so fast, it's an advantage to escape from the situation by speeding up.
Escaping from danger zones, done.
I realized in the rearview mirrors that you are not too close with me.
The Armoured X5 may have speed on its side, but can it outrun a bullet?
Stefan, please.
When lives are at stake,
When we're designing this car, the first priority is protection.
engineers are faced with the challenge to build a car that can take high-velocity rounds on the chin.
These tests are very important for the safety of the customers. Every part of this car is designed to work as a security car.
But how do they create a car that can defy danger? In the heart of the quiet Bavarian countryside, a covert facility is abuzz with activity. This is BMW's Protection Vehicle Operations Centre, where confidentiality is paramount and only a handful of employees are privy to the secrets.
Our customers, they give us the job to protect their lives. And so this is why we have it here in this special secret area.
Product manager Johannes Lacher has granted us exclusive access to the most classified part of the factory.
The whole details of the vehicle only know about, let me say, 50 people in the whole BMW AG. They know where are the screws, they know how everything is fitted in. They know exactly, but it's not more than 50 people.
It takes 5 weeks to take the standard X5 base vehicle and transform it into an armoured car rolling off the production line. The first stop is the stripping bay. Building upon a pre-constructed base car provides a huge advantage over starting from scratch, especially one that already has the characteristics of a tactical vehicle.
This is the BMW X5. As you can see, it's a perfect dimension for a security vehicle. We have it here with the V8 petrol engine.
Originally producing aircraft engines, the company was established in 1916 as Bavarian Flying Works, soon swapping the flying for motoring as they quickly grounded themselves with land-based vehicles. With 60 years of experience under their fan belts, they tried their hand at armoured cars, releasing the 7 Series security vehicle in 1978. And BMW's protection division was born. Johannes is one of the select few with restricted access to the top secret security department, including the details of the Armoured X5.
It's strong on the road, it's wide, it's powerful, has a high ground clearance, it has the perfect dimensions for an armored vehicle. You're sitting higher, you can see all over the street, but it has also enough space, for example, for special forces.
And most importantly, these serious upgrades must remain hidden.
You cannot see a difference between a standard vehicle and an armored vehicle. And this is our goal, because our customers don't want to be seen that they are sitting in an armored vehicle. They don't want to have a target line, here I am. They want to have a standard vehicle with the effect that it's armored.
At a specialised training academy, Dieter is testing out how this car handles in an emergency.
The handling's like a sports car.
Not only is this brute large enough to carry armed personnel, its engine performance, suspension and handling make it a seriously capable evasive vehicle.
If you are on a mission, you must always think about could be an attack. So suddenly obstacle is coming and we are wide to the left, to the right, and hurry up again. If I realize now suddenly in front is wrong, I try to make a full stop braking. Especially with this heavy weight, it's feeling like a normal car.
The aim of this car is to save people's life. And for this, we have to keep the information about this vehicle as secret as possible.
This all-wheel drive car boasts a twin-power turbo engine and a top speed of over 210 kilometers per hour. The secrets of its success are hidden beneath a suit of armour, almost a metric ton in weight. And every protective enhancement is custom fitted to suit all security needs.
It's a very innovative vehicle. The base vehicle is very innovative also, and we put the cherry on the cake.
But how did armoured cars come to command authority in the face of danger? The personal protection vehicle might not even exist if it weren't for one of the 20th century's most pivotal moments. As one of the planet's most prominent figures, it's not uncommon for the President of the United States to travel with protection. But that wasn't always the case.
I kind of like this sign back here too.
Matt Anderson is an expert on presidential protection vehicles at Michigan's Henry Ford Museum.
Surprisingly, presidents were a bit slow to adopt the automobile for transportation. The president wants to appear to be a person of the people, not someone above the people. So there was this real hesitancy to start riding in cars. But of course, as the prices came down in automobiles, they became more popular. You started to see them in the White House.
This treasure trove is a shrine to some of history's most celebrated presidential cars. But there is one jewel in the collection tarnished by tragedy.
A dark page in the annals of America has been written to the crack of an assassin's bullet. A nation mourns, the world grieves. The man who became 35th president less than 3 years ago is dead.
We're standing next to really one of the most significant presidential vehicles in history. Believe it or not, this is the car in which President Kennedy was riding in Dallas on November 22nd, 1963, when he was assassinated.
Almost unrecognizable from that fateful day in '63. This is the X100, the car that carried JFK on his final journey. But it started out life looking radically different.
As built, this car had no armor whatsoever, no protection. We just weren't thinking about that as being a serious threat in the early 1960s. It's longer than a standard Lincoln. It's got steps on the back for Secret Service agents. It did have some appointments for the president. Most interestingly, the rear seat could actually be raised by as much as 10.5 inches to make the president more visible. But President Kennedy himself preferred having that top down whenever the weather would permit it. He thrived on the energy of the crowd. He wanted to be visible. He wanted to interact with folks.
Riding open top and elevated may well have made JFK more visible to the crowd, but also to his assassin. The White House was forced to act.
You would think after the trauma of the assassination that this car would have been either destroyed or locked away in a warehouse somewhere, but no, it was completely rebuilt as an armored vehicle and put back into service. Surprisingly, it was done in about 6 months on what was a $500,000 project to get this car completely rebuilt.
Kennedy's X100 base vehicle received a fully retrofitted upgrade. It was reinforced with a massive 1,600 pounds of armor and the largest piece of curved bullet-resistant glass that had ever been fabricated.
Many changes made to it, the most obvious being that permanent roof now, bullet-resistant glass, run-flat tires, titanium armor in the doors, a 12-ply nylon armor used on some of the body panel joints. And believe it or not, but it was used also by Presidents Nixon, President Ford, right up into President Carter's administration. So it really went on to have a very long life.
It may have been too late for President Kennedy, but the X100 became one of the most advanced security vehicles of its time. This car and the event that surrounds it has provided vital lessons the world over.
One of the proudest things about my job, well more than 50 years after his assassination, you still can walk through here and see people telling their grandchildren now where they were, what they were doing, their memories of that day. And this car becomes a very powerful link to that moment in American history.
Protection vehicles have come a long way since the presidential cars of the 1960s, and the Armoured X5 is no exception. Luckily, tactical driver Dieter Schorner
Accelerate to 60.
is safely shielded from the outside world. In the next evolution of the personal protection vehicle.
When I think about my first training in 1998, we started with the pre-series armored cars. And so you cannot compare because it's an amazing step to get better and better, and now we're coming on the top of the level.
The engineers of the Armoured X5 have set themselves the challenge of creating a super tough protection vehicle like no other. And the secret of this armoured supercar's resistance is held in this covert facility.
Why are we building such vehicles? Our biggest goal is to save people's life.
And at the heart of it all is its heavy-duty armour.
Here, when you're sitting inside the car, your whole body is underneath this line. You have a huge area to shoot at, and here you need the protection steel that no shot can get inside.
The customised armour plating and its precise positioning is crucial to protecting the lives of the passengers inside.
And here you can see the ballistic steel. We've mounted it with screws, and here I have, for example, a steel. It's more than 4 millimeter thick, and it's ballistic steel. It's heavier and it's stronger than normal steel. If you put this as a normal steel, then the bullet will go through it. This steel protects the passengers against the AK-47 Kalashnikov, which is one of the most popular weapons worldwide. So it's a specialized process to bring these parts inside, and for this you need really experts to do this.
This military-grade armour is installed almost everywhere, even on the roof and undercarriage. But no armoured car can go on the market without proving its mettle.
We must be sure that the materials we're using later in the car can withstand all the threats we do later.
Ballistics expert Daniel Huber is charged with the vital mission of endurance testing.
We cannot accept any penetration, any problem with the steel plates we use later for the car. Here in this shooting channel, we only get good material or bad material, nothing in between.
For full certification, the vehicle must withstand violent attacks from a high-caliber rifle. Every shot is precisely measured and the results are documented. Not only that, but the Armoured X5 must also stand up to explosive TNT blasts.
We had a retrofitted roof where we have protection from drone attacks. We have a special underbelly protection where we can use different kinds of hand grenade and withstand those attacks. The work we're doing here is very secret because what we here do is testing materials 5 years before they get into a car. Nobody should see what we're doing here.
Even after such a fierce attack, the passenger cell remains intact and occupants would walk away unscathed.
Building security vehicles is a very responsible job for me. I'm definitely proud of being part of the development of this car.
To anticipate the unpredictable, Johannes and his team must cover every eventuality they can think of.
So up here we can see the self-sealing fuel tank. We will make a special rubber on it, and if you hit the fuel tank with a shot, this special rubber gets a chemical reaction when it gets in contact with fuel and will close the hole. So you will not lose your fuel, so you can drive away, and you are protected against explosions of the fuel. Hopefully we thought about everything, yes.
Under the skin of this augmented auto sits an inner shell of ballistic steel plating, guarding against high-caliber rounds travelling faster than 700 metres per second and explosive blasts from 15 kilograms of TNT. And a self-sealing fuel tank designed to plug any bullet wounds. But a seriously solid supercar needs some rugged glassware to match.
So we created here a bulletproof passenger cell. The passengers are sitting inside this cell and they are safe. The goal is to save lives.
What's the secret to building super strong windows that let the driver see out, but stop bullets getting in? At a nondescript facility in County Durham, engineer Phil Moore is here to reveal the secret formula for transforming glass into a ballistic shield.
We create a product that will stop high-velocity rounds that's designed to puncture armoured plate. And to know that our products are out in the field saving lives, it's good to be part of that.
This factory produces super-strength panels to the automotive industry and beyond.
Watch, there's a step here.
They've been perfecting their secret recipe for nearly 80 years.
Jeff. So this is the raw glass as it comes in. It's a little over 2 metres by 3 metres.
This giant pane is on its way, but it has a long journey ahead. It is cut, washed, and even painted with a special ceramic ink in a lengthy 3-hour process.
The glass is still flat. We need to fire the furnace up now and get that up to 600 degrees centigrade and have the glass slowly sag into the mould that we've created.
Time to turn up the heat.
Fire up.
8 hours later, the glass has been perfectly shaped. But there's one crucial component still to be prepared.
This pretty much is the secret ingredient to the bullet-resistant glass. Polycarbonate, though it's very strong, it's very malleable at the same time, and it can stretch under load. So when the rounds hit the vehicle, it'll conform to the shape and capture the round.
This incredible material holds the key to stopping high-velocity ammunition.
This is where the real magic begins. This is where your normal glass starts to make its final journey to bullet resistance.
It's finally time to start stacking up. But keeping dust out of this controlled zone is crucial. And the only way is to don the spacesuit.
The glass has got to be meticulously clean. So if we get any particles into the laminate, it could have problems with delamination. The final stage of lamination is the polycarbonate. The glass and the interlayers are an integral part of stopping the kinetic energy of the round, but it's really the polycarbonate, it is the final goalkeeper, which really stops the round at the final point of the impact. So it's quite impressive, this, because as you can see there, now you can't see through the product, but once it gets at the autoclave section, all this interlayer becomes crystal clear, and from a distance you'll not be able to tell the product from a regular bit of glass.
In the last critical stage, our window is baked once more at 10 bar of pressure in a state-of-the-art autoclave oven.
This is the most exciting bit because you're going from material to a ballistic glass. As you can tell by the way I'm standing here, it's quite a heavy piece, probably about 35 kilograms and about 35, 36 mil thick. Visually, from the outside, you're not going to know that this is a bullet-resistant glass, but the occupants will, and they'll be glad that they've got this on their vehicle.
Through years of innovation, bullet-resistant glass has evolved to become a vital ballistic barrier for security vehicles the world over.
This is a life-saving product. We've even had people come to our company and to thank us basically for saving their lives. Very cool. Wanted to tell the mates down at the pub.
Back in Germany, there's one critical task before BMW's own bullet-resistant glass can be installed on their car.
Today we're going to shoot a door of a BMW X5 Protection VR6. So we do a recertification to make sure that no splinters can go into the passenger cell. This is where all the shooting starts. This is the gun port. There's no human doing the shooting because human is not that accurate. Here we can use this little joystick to adjust the line of fire directly to the target. I think now it's time for the fun part. What we're going to shoot today is the AK-47 ammunition, 762 by 39 millimeters mild steel core, 720 meters per second, and more than 2,000 joule of energy.
The multi-layer ballistic window pane is pitted against high-velocity rounds from the world's most popular assault rifle.
Stefan, please. This is now a really important moment for the test. I'm a little bit nervous. We hope that we are successful for this test today.
If the window doesn't survive a strike from these bullets, it's not fit for service in the field.
Now the system is loaded and we are ready to push the button.
Achtung!
A ferocious attack from an AK-47 could strike the windows multiple times.
The second shot.
So this glass needs to be truly impenetrable.
Achtung!
Alright. Abstände als erstes mal an. Mich interessiert vor allem der Abstand zur Seite hin, ob wir hier alles 125, genau in der Norm. Wunderbar. Das heißt, alle drei sind so, wie sie sein müssen. Das sieht doch gut aus. So what you see here, the energy of the bullet is not going through the glass, like if we are using a non-armored glass. The energy of the bullet is going 90 degrees in a radial area. So therefore, a lot of cracks, a lot of white destroyed area. But that means that the energy was spread into the outer area and not in a focus point where the bullet gets through. No splinters, no dust, and that's good. because then we know that the polyethylene is working. Everybody behind that glass is safe. We can go on with this product. We are not just having a fast car or a big engine, we are saving lives.
With Ballistic Materials getting the seal of approval, it's time for the car to be fitted with some new glassware. In the next assembly line phase, the car's windows are entirely replaced with super strength panels.
The bullet-resistant glass, it's the heart of an armored vehicle. Without this glass, you cannot armor a car.
Johannes is overseeing the meticulous installation of one seriously hefty piece of glass.
A standard windscreen will have 40 kilograms. This is not 14, this is 90 kilograms. So it's a very heavy windscreen.
Under threat of not only gunfire, but also powerful explosions, these windows need some extra protective measures.
When a big blast wave hits the car, you will get a pressure who pulls the windows back. So these aramid flaps, we will screw it into the A-pillar, and then when a blast will come, the window cannot fall outside or fall down. So we have a full armored passenger cell. It started here at the front with steel, go over here with glass, here also steel, 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 and here is also steel until the underbody.
The ballistic glass is undoubtedly one of the most vital components of the Armoured X5.
Without the combination of steel and glass, you cannot build an armored car.
Reinforced from every angle, all the glass and armour adds almost a ton of weight to the car.
Our engineers did a very good job with the weight. You can do a slalom and the car follows the steering always.
And test driver Dieter is measuring how this overweight monster copes with the extra load.
In a dangerous situation, it should be very stiff and very strong. And so you never have a problem, you never have to be afraid that the car starts rolling. It's very, very safe and very stiff. I like it. I can do it all day, but I have not the money for the tires.
We have to escape from dangerous situations. If someone is shooting at your car, you have to drive away very fast.
The Armoured X5 is the most enhanced security vehicle BMW have ever made. Under the hood is an all-new twin-power turbo 8-cylinder engine, useful for hauling almost 1 ton of additional armoured steel and glass.
The base door is about 25 or 30 kilos, and if we armored it with the steel, with the glass, with this frame and so on, then the door will have a weight 3 times heavier of approx 90 kilograms.
This car might be focused on undercover security, but what happens if the threats get even more extreme?
I can't help but have a smile on my face driving this.
At a secretive military proving ground, ex-Special Forces mobility instructor Titch Cormack is having a little too much fun.
And he absolutely thrives on this stuff.
In a seriously capable survival machine.
This is designed to go anywhere, and it's designed to go anywhere fast. This is the Supercat Jackal 2.
A 5.5-ton brute built for battlefield endurance.
Give it the beans, and it just powers up the hill. Oh, just feel that. Now, I've driven these vehicles all over the place, and this was one of my favourites, and I spent the most time in it. I never thought I'd get a chance to drive one of these again.
At an immense 5.7 metres long and 2 metres wide, this animal eats danger for breakfast. Every detail is designed for defence, right down to the belly of the beast.
If you look at the front then, a really big design feature here. You're going to have to get down to have a look at it. Do you see this V shape in the hull? Now that's really specifically put in there, and this goes throughout the whole length of the vehicle. This is actually a design feature, and this is so if there was ever an explosion underneath the vehicle, the explosion is forced out to the sides. It's all armoured all the way through. The armour on the sides is capable of taking small arms fire. Now, to what degree, we can't tell you because it's top secret. I'd say it would take a lot more than a 7.62 round, which is a fairly hefty bullet. But a ton of the weight of the vehicle is in fact armour on it. Now I've taken these into various environments, and to be fair, the armour on it, it's probably saved my life in more than one situation.
But armour barely scratches the surface of this vehicle's secrets.
Look at that beastie.
Gigantic wheels over 1 metre in diameter and adjustable airbag suspension help to tackle the toughest terrain. And to tear across a war zone at speed, this monster has the heart of a lion.
Underneath there is a 6.7 litre inline-6 Cummins diesel engine. It produces a huge amount of power and torque, and it's immensely capable. This, all in all, with its capability of getting over the ground easily, its armour, it's probably one of the best vehicles that was ever created for the military.
Versatile and capable in extreme frontline conditions, the Jackal is a power to behold. You just don't want to mess with it.
Now it's got a top speed of 80 mile an hour. 80 mile an hour in this. It weighs 5.5 tons. And you can feel the wind in the air as you're banging along. This is amazing. Come on guys, speed it up. We go quicker than this. He says as he gets a face full of water. And again.
Rugged and rapid, the Supercat Jackal 2 has proven itself on the battleground as one of the most advanced military machines on the planet.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'll be wanting to drive around London or New York in this. This would probably not be the vehicle of choice, but if you wanted to go to an extreme hostile environment and you wanted something that was immensely capable and would offer you that amount of protection, then the Jackal 2 would be the choice for me. This really is taking armour to the extreme.
Packing the strength of a military vehicle into a polished package, the Armoured X5 can handle ferocious assaults. But sometimes the best tactic is to escape. In the final stage of production, the car's tyres get a security vehicle overhaul. Each of the wheels has been stripped and refitted with tyres specifically designed for a quick getaway from hostile situations.
Here we have an example of a run-flat tire. It has heavier suspension rings here, and we have the stabilization ring here. This ring keeps the tire on the rim. If you lose the pressure, then you have this strong sidewalls that the tire or the rubber will not go down on the rim.
It's impossible to armour a tyre like the rest of the car. But this clever solution means that bullet punctures are brushed off like nothing more than a scratch.
The run-flat tires, it's one of the most crucial safety aspects we have in a security vehicle. With this tire, you can drive for 50 kilometers when you're driving with 80 kilometers per hour. In an emergency, you have to escape very fast. With this, you can escape out of dangerous situations and save lives.
Back at the track, Dieter has no fear of pushing this car to its limits.
Don't be afraid. Now wire inside. It's the same if you get shot, you have no more pressure inside the tire. And now, let's go on slab.
With the tyres deflated, he can test the full effect of the car's escape capabilities.
Unbelievable, now I have a caution light, so I have one flat tire. But don't worry, we have the run flat tires mounted. I will make a braking to test what is the reaction during braking. I see no change. With low or no pressure in the tire, the reinforced sidewall carries the car and can go around a sharp corner. The tire will always remain on the rim.
With the Armoured X5, BMW have taken the concept of a personal protection vehicle and added all the secrets of a supercar. But reserved for government agencies and top-level VIPs, not many people will get to feel the adrenaline rush of riding in an armoured supercar.
So this project makes me proud to work on it, because you bring in the driving dynamics, you bring in the comfort, the luxury, and also the armoring to protect people's lives. The combination of the base vehicle and the armoring, and that it's so invisible to see. For us, this is a real supercar.